Alright, I just wanted to share a little bit. Someone might find this information useful. Last couple of rounds I've been using just like a, I don't know, I got it for like 12 bucks at some grocery store, just a little like stretchy SCROG net that you just like hook into the corners of your tent, and it was okay. But it was a little too flexible, the holes were too big, and I wanted to build my own SCROG net. So this one, you'll see these holes here. That allows you to make it double decker if you want, or triple. You can keep stacking if you want. So this is basically the base frame, and so these are the pieces I used to put it together here. I forget exactly what the piece is called, but it's basically two regular, like just smooth, I think these are 1-inch holes you slide in, and then on the bottom it's a 1/2-inch grooved hole, and that's pretty handy actually. I'll explain why the grooved is pretty nice in a second. So for the dimensions for this is going in a 4x4 tent, so I did it, I think each piece is like 38 or 39 inches from here to here. And so you can do the measurements, you can do the math to figure out like how much each piece needs to be. Basically, I had two pieces, one longer one and then one shorter one. The shorter one was 3 inches, the longer one was 31 inches, so 34 inches total, plus a little bit of space in here, and in here. So yeah, so you just cut all your pieces to the size you want. You could go bigger or smaller depending on the size tent you want. And then I just went through with a drill. I took my length and divided it by 10 to get the spacing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I did about 3 3/4 inches for each one. So you just drill holes with your drill, and then you get your screws and screw them in. So you'll just have a bunch of screws all around the outside edge. And then get some string. I got this like outdoor nylon stuff, so it shouldn't like rot or anything, hopefully. And you just weave it. You get it pretty tight. You want it tight, but a little loose, so you can, move branches in and out there a little bit, but you don't want it like floppy. And so like I was saying before, the bottom edge is grooved, and I got these pieces. All this stuff you can get at Home Depot. These blue things. And so one side is grooved like this that you can screw in, and the other side, I think it's supposed to be designed for like a rubber hose or something you can put in it, but it didn't quite. It was a little loose in this. What size is this? Does it say? I think this is a 1/2-inch connector. It was a little loose in that, so I wrapped around a little duct tape to fill it in a little better, and now it's pretty snug. And what's great about this is you can basically, these are just 2-foot pieces. They're actually a little long for me, a little longer than I'd like. But you could just have a few of these if you were gonna, use, if you want to, raise up your SCROG, you can just make a couple different sets of these or something, and you can trade them in and out, because these will just screw in. Let's see if I can show you how I did that. Sorry if the camera's all shaky and stuff. I'm trying to be as I smack the camera. So yeah, so you can just take these, screw them right in. So you can go around and you can get different size ones, and it's a little rickety with nothing on the bottom. I think I'm gonna build maybe get some wooden blocks and drill a 1/2-inch hole into it, so you can just put the block in and it'll just sit kind of nice on the ground. But it didn't move around too much actually, once you get these screwed in pretty tight down there. And so you can just screw all those guys in. There you go. And so yeah, that was a little tall for me, but depending on, you know, what size pots you're going in or whatever, at what stage in veg you like to start scrogging them, this could be fine. These pieces here were just pre-cut 2-foot pieces they have. They're like $2 or something, or like $1, I don't remember. Altogether, I probably spent about $40, but I have a bunch of extra, and I bought enough so I can put another layer up. So basically I'll have one layer for veg, and then once you know, you flip and it starts stretching, you know, you can add the top piece. You know, you'll put in your 4 little essentially extension poles, and you'll just have another one of these basically upside down with just regular corners, though. You don't need these ones. Just do the regular elbows. And if you wanted to even have a 4th or a 3rd layer, you could, you know, get more of these or whatever. And you can just stack it up and you get a double layer. So yeah, that's my little scrog setup. Thought some people thinking about making them might get some good information out of this, save you a little time, and